a podcast network. This is the Lifestyle Live Podcast.
Faces you know and a team you can trust. Stories that form your heart. Lifestyle Live. Lifestyle Live.
Welcome to the Lifestyle Live Podcast. I'm your host, Felicia Michelle. On this episode, writer, producer, and comedian Jim Jefferies is here to talk about his latest multi-city tour, Son of a Carpenter. He shares some of his early comedy inspirations and what fans can expect from his newest show. Take a listen.
Lifestyle Live.
If you're constantly waking up feeling like you didn't get a full night's rest, the problem might actually be your mattress. For a better sleep, Sleep Number Smart Bed has your back. Since 2018, Sleep Number and the NFL have partnered to bring quality sleep to elite athletes. Now 80% of NFL players have a Sleep Number Smart Bed, and there's a good reason for that. Sleep plays a huge role in boosting recovery and performance after workouts. Both sides of a Sleep Number Smart Bed uniquely contour to your head, neck, and shoulders for a more personalized and comfortable rest. You can even adjust the bed's firmness, perfect for couples with different sleep needs. Why choose a Sleep Number Smart Bed? So you can choose your ideal comfort on either side. And now, save 40% on the new special edition Smart Bed. Ends Monday. Shop a Sleep Number store near you. Sleep Number, official sleep and wellness partner of the NFL. See store or sleepnumber.com for details.
Lifestyle Live.
Writer, podcast host, whatever you want to call him, he does it all. And Australian native Jim Jefferies is one of the most popular comedians on the entire planet, and he's currently on his newest tour, Son of a Carpenter, which he's bringing here to Indy. He joins me now. Jim, thanks for being here, man. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate you having me on.
Yeah, no, this is a lot of fun. You were such a joy for me as a fan of comedy, because you kind of take me back to the old days of comedy where people just kind of said what they wanted and what was on their mind.
I think that's how comedy's the direction comedy's heading in at the moment. I think I'm fairly reserved in comparison to some of the more modern comics. But no, I appreciate you saying that. Yeah. No, I'm a bit more long-winded than most modern-day comics. I tell long stories and stuff like that. Yeah.
Well, I think that's what's interesting too. Is it is more of a conversation, and really, you've used the words, and other people have used the words of thought-provoking, and I think that's an interesting concept, that you don't have to just hit people with punchlines over and over and over, because a concept can be funny as well, and a conversation can be funny.
Between me and you, I'm trying to hit you with punchlines over and over and over. It just turns out I'm not succeeding very well. So I'll go with your concept idea. Yeah, I'm just a stream of consciousness, and I don't know what I'm saying. You know, I'll go with your premise.
Yeah, all right, thank you. I'm trying to help you out here. Where does your love of comedy come from? When did this start for you?
Very young age, you know. I growing up in Australia, we didn't have HBO specials. We definitely didn't have Netflix growing up, you know. So we didn't really see comedy specials. There was just, you know, if a comic was visiting Australia and they did our version of The Tonight Show, we'd get to see someone doing 5 minutes of stand-up once a month or something like that. But there was one comedy special that was a cinematic release, and that was Eddie Murphy's Delirious. It was actually released in the cinema, so that meant you could get that on video. And I was lucky enough when I was like 11 or whatever, when that came out, to have an 18-year-old brother who could rent it out for me. So we used to rent on Betamax Eddie Murphy's Delirious, and I saw that video so many times, hundreds of times I've seen it. So that was really the first domino push, where I thought that's something that I would like to do. And to this day, there's certain specials where I'm wearing a leather jacket without a shirt underneath, because I want to feel like Eddie Murphy.
Do you feel like Eddie Murphy? Are you accomplishing that?
I feel I look a lot like Eddie Murphy. I feel like I really pull it off. I think when I walk past people in the street, they go, "Is that Jim?" Or "No, that's Eddie Murphy." No, I'm pretty. Yeah, I feel like Eddie Murphy every day.
I've heard that a lot. Yeah.
I've only impregnated 3 of the Spice Girls, though. He only did 1, I think. So I think, that makes me better than Eddie Murphy.
Yeah, your numbers are way better. Yeah, that's impressive. Speaking of numbers, this comedy tour already doing really well. People are talking about it on social media, and it's getting a lot of good reviews. How much work goes into doing that? Because you've been doing this a long time, and continually being fresh and new and creating something that people are going to enjoy night in and night out can't be easy every time.
Well, what you try to do is you try to write a joke, retire a joke, write a joke, retire a joke. So you put a joke in, you take a joke out, and then if you see a comedian, well, like me, if you see me sort of 18 months apart, you'll see a whole new show. And then there's, you know, I'll be recording a new special in a few weeks. So after that, then you sort of retire all that type of material. But this one, there's a lot of stuff about my father. There's a lot of stuff about me being a dad, and it is true. It isn't just a Jesus reference. I am the son of a carpenter. I don't think I'm anything else, But it takes a bit of time. But then some shows write themselves in like a couple of weeks. You just have a few stories happen to you, and some are harder to come by. This show that I'm doing at the moment has taken me years to write because it's needed to take that long to write because it's about fatherhood and whatnot.
One of the things I'm always interested in when I talk with comedians is this idea of now with social media and podcasts, like you guys are on all the time. Back in the day, it maybe you're working on jokes here and there and you do a show, on the weekends, Friday, Saturday night, that sort of thing. But you're like being funny every single day. Does that get tiring? Like, do you ever just go, can I just sit here in silence?
Yeah, I used to like it more when, you just did the stand-up show and there was a bit more mystique about us. But now it's more not just releasing one special every couple of years and sort of starving the audience until they can have. Now it's more about more content you can do. And a lot of comedians will do a show, record that show, and then put out a clip that night of the performance, of any crowd work they do. And I'm always hesitant to do that because I always think, well, what if a similar situation comes up and I can use that line again and I can build on it? Maybe that can become a bigger thing. I don't want to throw out the stuff before it's ready to go, So it's not my favorite way of doing it, but you have to adapt to the times or you die, right? Adapt or die. So I'm all for it. I've heard TikTok's back. I'll get on that one.
Yeah, there you go. It's very popular. I found some of your videos on TikTok the other day, actually, when I knew that you and I were going to do an interview. You came across my For You page because their algorithm is insane, and they probably just heard me talking about the fact that I was going to interview Jim Jefferies, and you need to see his videos. So it worked out that way.
You got none of my early porn work? None of that came through?
No, that hasn't made it yet. You have to go to X, I believe, to get that.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah, it's over there.
Elon's stockpiling that to use against me one day.
Jim, when are you going to be in Indianapolis?
That's a good question. Have you got the date for it in a couple of weeks, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Have you got the exact date for me?
I do. Not right here, but I will put it on our website and make it easier for both of us. How's that sound? Jim, you were an absolute blast, my friend. Thank you so much for taking some time with us and chatting. We'll have all the information so that you guys can get out and see his show over on our website as well. Appreciate it. Take care.
Thanks, brother. I appreciate it, mate.
Lifestyle Live. Lifestyle Live.
For more funny guests, heartwarming stories, and laughs, be sure to tune into Lifestyle Live every weekday at 10 a.m.
From the All Indiana Podcast Network, this is the Lifestyle Live Podcast. Thank you for listening. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe to this podcast wherever you get your podcasts. And connect for even more on Facebook and at lifestylelive.tv.
Faces you know and a team you can trust. Stories that form your heart.